Hello there! Welcome back to Charles Circle, and welcome back to Old World. Last time, we continued to take the fight back to the tribes. We cleared a tribal site out here to the west of our capital, and we dropped a city for the second straight episode. Today, I'd love to continue that push. This whole peninsula, it would be great if we could secure it before either Babylon, who's already trying to cross the bay here, or even worse, Aksum sets their sights on it. But we don't want to overextend either. And you can kind of see we are not exactly in great shape to push out further right this second here. And that's because we've gone from four cities to 6 cities all of a sudden. And that is, of course, great, but it does mean that we've also increased the territory that we have to defend by 50%. And we have not increased our military size by nearly that much in that span. And you can see the impact of that. So we had to commit a lot of troops out here in order to actually secure this city site and make this push out west here. And that left things looking pretty rough out here on our other border. So Buhen is dealing with some raiders from beyond the wall, and Moreau continues to be the local barbarian's favorite punching bag. If I can self-critique for a moment, we probably did underreact here at the end of last episode, so let's pivot and resolve that quickly. So we're definitely going to keep pushing, but I do want to retrench slightly first, consolidate our gains before we push any further. I'd hate to derail the tiny bit of momentum that we've finally put together. To that end, I have 3 goals for this episode, at least to get started on, and they are the following. The first, I've been talking about this a little bit, we need a road network to move our troops around within our territory. I just said we've really expanded the amount of territory that we have to police. We need to make that amount of territory smaller, so to speak, when you measure it by how many turns, and therefore orders, it takes our military units to redeploy from one end to the other. Right now it just takes too long to react to an emergent threat and reallocate our resources. Now, that said, a single tile of road costs 20 stone and one worker turn per tile. Infrastructure. It's expensive but important, and if you're adding it when you need it, you're already too late. So we need to get moving on that. We've already been putting it off for too long. So that's the first piece. The second, we need to fundamentally expand our military. Even with roads, we do need to keep pace adding raw units, and particularly adding mounted units like the chariots we've started to pop out will also help quote-unquote shrink our territory in the same way, because they have high mobility. That said, they're easily countered by spears, and we're facing more infantry units in general too, so we should mix in the axeman, maceman, anti-infantry line as well. Now this is too much to ask this episode, but just want to put it on our radar. Controlling this bay over here is going to be important when we inevitably have to war against Babylon and or Aksum. Whoever controls this bay is going to dictate the terms of the fight, and we'd rather that be us. So, I don't think we can prioritize building a navy quite yet, but it's going to take a while, and we only have 2 cities with any coastal operations whatsoever. So, something to keep in mind. Third thing we need to do, expand our raw eco. And by that, particularly, I mean our resource gathering operations. We've made decent strides here, and we have good surpluses, actually, everywhere but wood. But if we get greedy and invest a little bit further, we have the opportunity to turn our eco into a potentially pretty meaningful strength. That is largely because we are Egypt, and we have bonuses for doing that. We also have a lot of undeveloped land, particularly outside of our capital. But once we get the lumber mill technologies, we'll be able to round out our existing, round out within our capital the remaining tiles that we have not yet improved. So all of that, though, is secondary to let's survive first, right? Let's get into it. I think, let's see. Well, we have a couple events I suppose we should react to. Probably the first thing to do. And the first one, is not ideal. So, our governor of Buhen, I guess up here, has offended the Vandals. And yeah, we either remove her from power, and of course hurt her opinion of us for that, and need to add a new governor, or, yeah, war with the Vandals. Legitimacy's great here, but we really can't add units that are attacking from out here right now. So is she like a particularly good governor? How much do we care? Not really. She's what? +1 growth, +1 gold. She is a builder archetype. I think that's probably why we added her in the first place. But it's not like we really are focusing in this city on adding too many improvements right now. We are mostly trying to survive. So I hate to do this, but I think we kind of have to submit to the Vandals here. Another thing to keep in mind, right? They are currently, I think, paying us, they're paying us tribute from the last time that we warred with them. The resolution from that was they pay us 38 gold a turn. And if they declare war on us, that'll stop. So I think we just do it. Bummer. Hate to, but it is what it is. And then what do we have here? The governor of Wasset, who I think, nope, not our spy master, but does dislike Carthage, it seems, and wants our spy master, I see, to talk shit internationally about Carthage, apparently. It's free, and in general, if you can encourage the AI to fight amongst themselves, that's pretty nice. If this weren't free, I would just take the XP, but I think since it's free, that's fine. It's going to irritate this leader, but she is 58, so it's probably not the end of the world. The other thing we should probably do, I don't know exactly if like being below 100 is directly responsible for that event popping. We should probably improve our opinion with the Vandals. They are, yeah. Okay, so cool. Like the old war, debuff to opinion has pretty much burned off. Attacked our units -7, and there's only 1 turn remaining. That's pretty good. But this is fundamentally about the archetype differences and trait differences of our two leaders. So maybe we can try to mend some bridges. We need 200 gold for that. Let's just sell down enough iron to make that happen and go for it. Fingers crossed, but we really need to make sure that things don't go from bad to worse out here. It is what it is, unfortunately. Okay, so those are our events out of the way. Probably something worth focusing now would be, the military situation over here, for example. And let's see. These units are stronger, by the way, than I was giving them credit for. They are 5 and 6 attack/defense combat strength, which is a little bit more than we've been used to. I don't know that we've been up against these club thrower units recently, so I don't think, that's on me for not realizing, for example, they're a little bit different. These Huskarls are also pretty good, but we had been up against more 4s and 5s than 5s and 6s, and definitely we underreacted here. So let's see if we can't make up for that by maybe chaining together a couple route kills or something. I think that's how we have to even this out. So getting up here. All right, yeah, so maybe if we go, say, here, shoot there, and then have our chariot come up here. Route. Good. Took the high ground. That's good. And then, well, I guess attack there too. What else do we have? We have another chariot that popped out over here. This might be a force march situation, to be honest with you. Could we get over and actually make a kill here? Probably not, unfortunately. All right, well, let's keep in mind, though. And the other thing we have is this free ballista unit that we researched in order to turn over the tech draw hand, but also because it's a pretty solid advanced unit, technologically speaking. Better than something we can produce right now in our first proper siege unit. It's anti-infantry, as a reminder, and works well when they're all lined up. And I kind of feel like this choke point is screaming out for our ballista to come show off his wares. And this is particularly where not having a road is a real pain. So siege units in particular, right? They have low mobility, but that's really strongly offset if you're on a road. So you can see if we come along here, yeah, no problem. We can move 2-3 tiles with a single order, right? 3 tiles with a single order. Tremendous. If we come out here, 1 tile per order, right? 2 if we get lucky and pass through some open space. So this is precisely why we need that road network, but I do also think we kind of have to force march this guy and get him up there because this city is looking rough, and we have to focus, I think, on saving Moreau first. Yeesh. Okay, so let's do that, and then go on, get up there. We can promote it, free promotion. I guess he's a ranged unit, technically. Maybe that's why we get the free promo in this city. Let's see, what do we want to do here? I mean, an additional 10%. He's already anti-infantry, right? So it's just more value for something we were already incentivized to do. So I think we're going to go with Fierce. We'll probably force march him to get him another turn closer. I don't think the city falls in 1 turn, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. But let's, before we commit the orders to it, let's make sure that our front over here is safe, because this guy, who was at full health when we sent him out here to scout for half a second, yeah, that's not great. So do we come out here to try to secure some kills? Do have a chariot over here. And, you know, there's an argument that the best defense is a good offense here. Could come out here and route into a second attack. Or we let them come to us, bring this guy back, and heal up. I think that's probably the move. It's a little bit more order efficient. It's a little bit less risky. The way that this totally unravels on us is if we start to lose, especially these like multiple promotion units. I think we have to prioritize survival above all else for now, unfortunately. We could come out here and take a pot shot, but that does also leave them exposed. These are highly mobile units, right? So I think what we need to do is use our spear as a zone of control type unit. Call it here. This will keep them from being able to go around us too much without having to go like really far around. And is this on a hill? It is. So this will preserve his range. And I guess just to totally prevent it, let's go ahead and move our chariot here. And, oh, I think we actually, nice. Okay, so this is a landowner chariot. The landowners don't have, well, it's not, it's a mercenary chariot, right? The landowners don't have a lot of units, so they are one of the very few families that actually have some like unallocated potential generals. And that's really quite good for us to keep in mind, because we are hurting for generals on a lot of our other units. So let's get one of these guys in here, especially, right, since we're taking the turn to let them come to us. All right, so counterattack during melee. We're not really going up against melee units here, but it's not terrible. This guy would be a nice way to specialize against melee, but that's exactly the opposite of what we're doing, unfortunately. This guy, strong attack, negative to defense because of an upset opinion, which is not permanent, but does matter when we're probably about to get attacked. But if he survives a turn, 15% attack is, right? Like that would be very good next turn, especially if we chain a route or 2 together. So I think that's the move. It's a little risky, but I think it's good. I think we'll be okay. This guy also probably needs to fall back here. Do we fall back to the capital? Or do we fall back to Geb 2? I don't know that it matters too much. I think the most important thing is we can reach Geb 2 and heal this turn. So I think we'll do it that way. These guys, the nice thing about them, they have great range. They're on hills. They can probably do a decent amount of skirmishing before these guys get too close. So I think we'll do that. Yeah, and here we can as well. Cool. This is why I really like that line of promotions on the, there it is, Eagle Eye, and well, Tracker's nice too. Vision's helpful precisely in this situation, actually. But I would like to get Marksman on our next promotion. I wonder, it's not, unfortunately. Fingers crossed we get it before that unit caps. All right, so we have 7 orders left. Yes, and that's exactly why I didn't want to force march him quite yet. We still have, unfortunately, some things we probably need to get done here. I think it's more important to reallocate this chariot, get him across the river. Man. And this guy, let's just hope that Buhen can hold for a turn or 3 here, and maybe to that end, we should. These militia are sacrificial lambs, unfortunately. So I think we heal him up and probably, unfortunately, turn this worker into a militia as well. Yikes. Not great. These are the costs. And yeah, this is also potentially an issue. Do we heal him or upgrade him too? Well, if he's a sacrificial lamb, I think we can just heal him. I do hope they tried to sell out for him and not for our actual unit, but let's see. They're not stupid. Like, this is what I mean about the AI being intelligent. I am willing to bet that they sell out to kill this chariot, and if they do, that is going to be a bummer. It's going to be a bummer. But there are consequences to your choices, and yeah, this is that. So, what can we do here instead? I don't know. Maybe we should grab a treasury. Why not? I mean, ideally we would be turning out a unit here, but we don't have the resources for it. So it is what it is. And then research. So the Maceman line would be nice, but 7 turns from now and then we start producing those units. I don't know. It's a little far off. These are good, but not like applicable right this second. As a reminder, I would really, really, really like to get through this line. It's not just for the lumber mill improvement, by the way. We need city walls, for goodness sake, especially in our border cities. So I would like if we could get to that, but we are going to have to get through the draw pile. And this is fortunately not a terrible ratio. I mean, 100 science, of course, right, is not a great thing to be giving up, but 800 training is pretty good. And we get it next turn. And we are in a situation where, you know, our training stockpile could help us get out of a jam or 2 here. So I think we do that. And maybe even, knowing that that's coming, is it worth, for example, force marching, which would cost 100, and then we'd have to buy additional orders, so 2 to get here, 2 more to get here, and then 1 more to attack, otherwise what's the point? So it'd be 5 orders, which would be 500 training, and then the 100 for the force march, 600 training, just to get in 1 attack for 5 HP, 4 HP. I mean, it would give another unit for them to have to attack. We could even do it for 500 and just be here for that and not attack ourselves. I just don't think it's quite worth it, unfortunately. I really hope that doesn't cost us this chariot. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. I still believe this is the right decision, but I am worried that this is going to mean that Babylon gets, like, hopefully just 1 of the city sites on here. But you know what? That's our first war. I think that just was our chariot, sadly, right? Yeah, he's toast. Bummer. Hey, life is choices. And I don't know that it would have guaranteed us the survival of that chariot if we had force marched the other one. Would have been a bit of a dice roll. And I'm obviously not going to reload the turn or anything I like playing with my choices matter, personally, so. So, Zoroastrianism has spread to Buhen. And our longtime nemesis over here, although we've made peace recently, is concerned that that is a threat to Egyptian paganism, which she is the head of. So what do we do? Wow, we could just get a free law. Well, that's not bad. We can make her happy and irritate the Zoroastrians. But this has no, this has no downside to her. This does. Interesting. So do we have, I feel like we have a law already, no? Where is it? Tolerance versus orthodoxy. I think we're gonna go tolerance. Everyone is happy if we do it, and we're getting it for free here, and it's a benefit, and we don't have the tech unlocked yet. Yeah, we'll take the free law. No problem. Done. All right. The Danes. Interesting. Oh, wow. Okay, so a Dane, not the Danes, a character specifically, has converted Judaism, and that is bringing him over to our side, I suppose. And because he is a character, that would give us some value. I don't know why we would turn him away. We could make him a minister, but not a clergy member, and that would give him an opinion malus. Or we could make him a clergy member. I think we should do this. It's free, right? And we can show off what being a clergy member does, I suppose. Which is basically just to quell religious discontent. Okay, sure. Let's see. And then one last one here. Okay, so our no longer bastard son, Duke Amos, is of age. Cool. He can be a scholar governor or a diplomat. So diplomat is not that helpful for direct family because one of the values of that is that you can be a governor of a city regardless of the family that you come from. That's also just true of all rulers and direct family members of the ruler. So this is already handled. He could become an ambassador. We do have an ambassador already, so not incredibly helpful. If he became our actual ruler one day, there is some value in that, right? As far as opinions of other civs and the ability to do a national or tribal alliance, but yeah, meh. I think it's scholar. Sold. Okay. Let's see. Come on. Give us what we need. Ooh, a free boat. I'm intrigued. Given what I just said about controlling that bay, I mean, a worker is not that big a deal for us. This saves us what? It takes 3 turns to make a worker in the cities we would make the worker in. But I told you we kind of have trouble making boats right now. So obviously it's expensive, right? We don't have the resources for this, and it's 10 turns. The only other city that we can do that in, right? Can't build it here. We can here is our capital, and that's a better city in general, but it's 7 turns. And that's an opportunity cost because we want to be building lots of specialists and stuff, especially in our capital. So 7 turns of training, basically, is what we're getting here. And we kind of just did that same trade last turn, if you think about it. 1 turn of science for, well, it was 800. That's almost exact, right? So I think we take that trade again, actually. Interesting. It's very funny. I feel like for the first couple episodes, I was like, oh, maybe someday, theoretically, we might, eventually make one of these trades. And we've done 4 in the last 5 techs that we've researched. We'll take that. And we didn't even lose a militia up here, did we? Of course, losing that chariot sucks, and I would have much rather lost 2 militia than that 1 chariot, but it is what it is. We'll be okay. So do we try to do a route kill by the chariot here. Is that the move? Probably. And is it worth the extra order to get to this defensive terrain? Also, probably. Let's do it. So that's going to be -5. I think this should just get the kill. Be very irritated if it doesn't. Good. Actually, the extra order to go here was a total waste because we obviously moved out of that tile, but oops, oh well. That's fine. And then up here, we heal to buy time twice. We continue to move our ballista through the woods. Over here, yeah, yikes, right? This is going to require some route kills, I think. Let's see if we can't chain a couple together. So, that's big, of course. I would love to spend this guy's turn healing, but that could line up another kill. As could this, though. But he gets to poke. I think it's more important that he survives. So let's do it like this. Oh. This is our heir, right? Who is leading this light chariot. Been getting a lot of good kills with it, a lot of good XP. So that's good. And yeah, it turns out we get an auto kill on this unit instead, which is great. Infamous, however, is not ideal. This will make it harder to rule, but hopefully by the time she takes over, -40 opinion on the families isn't the end of the world, right? Looking at the general amount of bonuses we accumulate. Should be okay. I think I would have taken that even if it were an option. We don't have the option, but I would have traded the instant kill there. I think that's worth doing. Okay, so then the next question becomes, well, can we get this route kill into another? And I mean, I really don't want to risk getting either of these leveled up spearmen, any of these 3 leveled up spearmen hurt. So I think, as much as I kind of don't love it, I think we have to let them come to us here. And the only question I have is, how are we going to do this? And I think the answer is going to be fall back a tiny bit, but get that shot off before you go. Look at the range on this. That's absurd. You'll love to see it. And we can even fall back to here. Grab that range too. Heal up. Strategic retreats, right? Skirmishing. It's worth doing. The most important unit, is there one that matters here? Not really. Just go ahead and get an attack off there. Why not? All right, this is okay. This I am less confident about. Let's see. What are we doing up here at Buhan? Grab a rancher? Connects these territories up. That's not bad. It's probably that. What's that? Or more workers and militia, right? But I think even if this doesn't go well, it's going to get resolved before a militia would pop out. So it'd be a little bit too late, and it's not a great city for training. So yeah, I think that's the answer. Should we get another governor in here, though? Growth? It's pretty good. Discontent. Oh, and an uncouth governor is exactly the issue we had, I think, with the Vandals being bothered. So do we maybe want to give this to our son? He would get some XP, right, for being a governor too, so that's not terrible. And he will have to be a governor. There's nothing else we can really do with him. He can't be a general. Yeah, I suppose. Why not? See if that causes problems. Hopefully it doesn't. Pitakeka, what are you making? This would be a good city to keep churning out units in, right? I think the answer here is just going to be Chariot for a hot second. Although the wood resources are difficult. Whereas, grabbing an Axeman, and we did talk about this, we're going up against a lot more infantry units. These are infantry. Everything that's coming from up here is infantry. Axeman might be the move. It makes sense strategically, but it also is just what we match having resource-wise. So I think that's the move for now. As much as I would love to use up that citizen there, it'll be a minute until we have another one anyway. So we'll get probably another apprentice officer in there as soon as we can. We need the units right now. We just do. And then our boat, right? Do we want to bring him home, or do we want to make sure that we get our workers doing okay? What is this guy gonna do? Maybe we come over here, both to hide, but also to repair, because these are gonna all need done, and it'll take 3 turns to do each of those, so. Okay. Let's see, how about you? What are you gonna do? You're probably gonna try to stay out of trouble. This guy would be good probably to get those roads going. I think that's what we'll do with him. So, do we want to prioritize this road first or this road? I would say, let's start with this road. It's where all of our troops are now. Let's do it. All right, so roads, Control R to do road 2 mode. Yellow is where it will add a road. You can see that our urban tiles already count as a road, so really what we want to do is figure out, all right, we would probably start here, and then we'll run it across like that. So let's go here, Control R, to, I guess, there, right? I do want to be able to like send troops up there, so I think it's, even though technically, right, we can use the water where we are. I think we go, yeah, I think we'll go here, at least, to start. And we'll connect up from there. All right, cool. So 1 road, hopefully, underway. I think we want this to be a mine next as well, although we probably don't have, yeah, quite all of the orders for it, but that is a fine thing to spend our last one on. Let's go. Hopefully next turn, I think we get an event trying to make peace with the Vandals, or maybe not peace, but preserve the truce. Yeah, and so there's Babylon. I don't know if they'll keep that city site, but they have at least taken it. There goes our militia. And here comes this guy. Please don't kill our... Yeah, I think we just lost him, right? I just want to make sure. Yeah, we lost that chariot. That sucks. That sucks. You know, it's going to be consequences. You got to do what you got to do. Let's at least make sure that we are getting this resolved then. Maybe we get this guy out here and double poke or something. Yeah. How's your damage? If you go here, you could kill either. Okay. So let's do that. This guy should probably hold the line over there. And we'll go ahead and grab that kill. So, lost another unit. This is where, you know, I said we would, right? This is to be expected. But we gotta be able to replace those, right? We gotta churn them out faster than we lose them, and try not to lose our good ones, unfortunately. That was a helpful one to have. Sadly, we no longer have it, of course. All right, so we have another Egyptian paganism event, and Interesting. We can gain a whole bunch of culture across all of our various cities, which is pretty good. Costs us a little bit of civics. We could live with that, though. We could rearrange our trait values slightly. It's a net gain. I would take this in a vacuum, but because she is not young anymore, it's just not going to be for that long. And this is just dumb. So, culture. We'll take it. Boom. Carthage. That's rough. So, oh, interesting. We could get peace with them and $72 a turn for an order. So basically we can sell them an order every turn for like 7x what you normally would get for it if we give up 130 wood, which we would basically have to buy at market value. So that's 900, so 1170, it's like $1,200. Yeah, this doesn't pay back fast enough to make sense. But peace is nice. It's just, I don't think we care. They're pretty far away, right? Are they? I mean, they're at least one row of tribal sites away. I think we'll just live with it. I mean, if we had the money, I would do it, but we don't. So we get we get a developing culture event in Pitakeika, I think probably because we took that culture from the previous event. So that's cool. King consort from... Okay, so Carthage is rolling through, trying to promote their religion again. What are we doing here? Free legitimacy. Spread. And remember, we just took tolerance, so that's good. And it gives us 80 happiness. And, interesting, we could get the same thing, but trade a little bit of training to improve his opinion of us. Now, he's not the leader of Carthage, and it doesn't really matter except for what the opinion of Zoroastrian leader, like this is the head of the Zoroastrian faith. And so anywhere we have Zoroastrianism, our people who are Zoroastrian will be happy or not as a function of his opinion of us. So, plus 40 is nice, I suppose. But, like, not by a ton. Do we want to give up the training for it? I don't know. I mean, we do have a ton of training. So you actually get hard capped at 2K training, and then it, like, sells the rest, I guess. So I think we'll do this, even if it's not an incredible trade. It will get us net positive. And if we are going to have Zoroastrianism bouncing around our cities, we might as well make sure that that's a good thing. So, okay. Yeah, that is one of the trade-offs, right? Of, having all of these different religions in your city. Like, it is great, but it is also more things you need to juggle. So, bit of a trade-off. This guy, I think, should be able to secure the kill over here if we go arrow first. Yeah. So let's just hope that he can't do too much. And then, oh my gosh, we're going to be able to line this one up. All right, so siege. You also get attack strength into urban. So it'd be really nice if we landed right here, right? We would get bonus attack to him, insta-kill, right? Like that's what this preview is showing us. Here or here, right? If we attack him, he's in urban, he would get absolutely rocked. Here, it's maybe a safer spot, right? But it doesn't do as much damage. It won't insta-kill him. But we want to make sure that the guy right behind him is lined up. This could be even better if this guy were here, right? It'd be pretty fun. But I think we'll still take a pretty good shot. Do we bother going here? I think we gotta play it safe. This is a great unit. I don't know. We're also under some pressure here. I think we're gonna do this, and I think we're going to force march to get into that extra spot. Pow. Insta-kill, half health. Pretty good unit. Pretty good unit. Cool. All right, and then this guy, I think, needs to continue being our little patsy for the city site. Man, I hope I didn't just get him hurt. But it doesn't seem like they can do a ton of damage, right? 4 HP, 2 HP. So hopefully he survives well. We're going to find out. And then here, maybe we make it harder for him to reach. So we'll heal. We still have some time to repair those improvements. We still have an idle military unit. I suppose this guy is that, sure. Maybe we should send him here, actually, to keep him from being able to make it all the way around. It's probably worth it. Oh no, we can't get through the zone of control. I don't know what I was thinking. Militia does not have that kind of maneuver. Could go here. I don't know. I think we just heal. It's fine. This guy, we want to continue with the mine that he started chopping. How about here? You know, I don't know. This city has a ton of unimproved land, but it's all just like kind of mid farmland or, you know, terrible quarries, right? We could, I mean, you can see, right? Like these are not awful farms, but they're just not incredibly impactful. And we're not hurting for food, so I don't know that I really want to kind of waste this unit on that. So maybe what we'll do instead, where are we building roads, right? I think this guy will kind of wander up this way and help out with the roads. And then this guy is also remaining. What are we doing here? Maybe we try to do the road from this direction too. Yeah, let's do that. So, I mean, I guess we would start here and hope that he doesn't get insta-killed. But it's also a decent distraction as well. So, go road to mode like so. Okay. Would be good to get him back. Sort of explore this area a little bit, I suppose. Not that there's any surprise, it's just open ocean, but... And then, should we bring him down? Potentially. His value isn't existing. I don't know that we need to waste the orders on deploying him necessarily somewhere quite yet. That's still got one more turn. Should we? Our ambassador is ill, unfortunately, so I'm not sure there's value in starting a mission there. What about the chancellor? Do anything helpful? Would love to have coinage, but I've chosen not to research it like 3 times now. And we don't have the money really to justify that either. You're busy. Do we have any kids that need tutored? How about this? Nope, everyone's busy. Yeah, got nothing. Not much else to do with these orders. Okay, so if that's the case, then sure, we will, in fact, deploy the boat for, call it a little bit of visibility, I suppose. Fine. All right, and we have to pick ourselves. Dang it. Yeah, I don't know how many times we're going to go through this and still not get the options that we want, but we have started actually building axemen. So, I don't know. Maybe we do. Maybe we give up. I don't know. Pacify City would be helpful. Let's do it. We seem to have roughly absorbed the counterattack out this way, which is good, so we're holding Gep 2. This looks like it's going to be okay. cool. We have slandered Carthage, and another husband is gonna die on us. Man, drink. And we have an influence event. Okay. The road has been long and difficult. Great. So... Oh, wonderful. So we've actually provoked an attack. Well... We're going to get 2 rebel units in our capital. Wonderful. That's happening either way. But we can get the opinion bonus that we were hoping for. Or free Axeman. I think the unit's more important here. That's a good unit, right? What is their opinion? It's minus 100. I mean, this would be nice. I think we take the Axeman though, because again, we're getting these rebels either way. And check this out. Great timing on the tutorial there. You can attack in cleave. And so you can see, right? Well, damage one way or another. So who do we want to... I don't know. Doesn't matter. Go like that. I think he's the more dangerous unit simply because he can run around faster. Yeah. Good enough. Good enough justification, right? And then here... see if we can't secure the last couple kills that we need. And then heal up, I think. My goodness. Actually, wait, he can heal in neutral territory, right? Yeah. Let's do that, save ourselves an order. Or 2, really, because we redeploy him probably back out in this direction eventually anyway. Who else? Yeah, right, so it'd be nice to figure this out, huh? Jeez. This is a problem. We really can't lose this unit. How is our ballista doing? Could our ballista do some good work here? Probably. I mean, that's obviously good damage, but I think we'd rather get better damage on these 2, even though there's a few orders involved there. That's very good. And in fact, you can't secure... No, sad. I was kind of hoping, but that does seem like too much. Here, though... I mean, we could probably chain together the route, but yeah, I mean, we can't. We simply can't let him die. And in fact, we kind of maybe need to retreat him, honestly. Yeah. I think we'll just go to here, heal. You should probably dip, my friend. It is probably time. Let's say at least go over here and repair. What else do we have here? This militia. I mean, we'll just let him chill for a turn. And then let's try to get this boat back home to heal up. Who has orders? Workers. Yeah, so this guy, be nice to improve things here. 11 is pretty good farm. That's pretty good farm. That remains a terrible quarry. Let's get over here and do that farm. Yeah, that's happening. Right, 11 food times the 9 that we have here. It's 100 gold a turn. Like, we're gonna take that. It's a pretty good improvement. And then this guy, we said we wanted to get the roads going on. I think he's gonna continue this road, actually. This spot specifically is what I have in mind here. Oh, we're gonna have to sell a little bit to make that happen. No problem. All right, what are we doing in Wasset? We really do want to get this. This is one of our ambitions, and we wouldn't have to purchase anything for it. And we don't have to use a citizen. It's upgrading a specialist instead of starting a new one. Or do we need to get another military unit in here? I think we're okay. I think we're okay. So let's do it. Let's upgrade that specialist. And then in Chem, we are doing what? This is where the other half of that ambition is. So I think that's probably what we should do. It's not the best thing to do in the city right now. What we really should be doing is adding specialists from the citizens stockpile that we have, but I kind of want to get that ambition off the board so that it's resolved. So let's do that. Boat. What can you do for us, boat? Maybe keep eyes down here. See what's going on. And then we have an idle ruler. So what should we do with our ruler? Do we just try again with the Vandals? Maybe we do. Because she's not influenced, right? We decided not to do that as part of that event. So I think we do, which means I need to quickly just sell a little bit and try again. And then 3 orders. Ugh, I hate when they're ill for like 3 turns because I never want to use them while they're ill. It's just usually a waste, but it's like, all right, then hurry up. Like, get better or kick the bucket. we need a functional ambassador. I suppose we could just replace the ambassador if they're gonna die anyway. Oh, we just also, well, let's see. I mean, that could work. Maybe we just do this. Go for Euphemius. It's pretty good. I mean, 45 is quite decent. Yeah, let's just do that. We'll get out ahead of it. We don't need to wait for her to die before we make the adjustment. It's going to cost us the same whether we're replacing someone or if it's an empty slot. We're giving up, I think, occasionally they'll offer to appoint someone for free for you, but I think we'd rather not wait. Of course, I didn't save enough orders to immediately do anything about it, but whatever. Ready next turn. Cool. I was just gonna say we're almost out of units to kill up here near Buhan, so glad to see that there'll be more soon. And now our Chancellor is ill. Tremendous, tremendous. Okay. So no, we didn't build a hamlet, I don't think. What happened is our slums upgraded into a hamlet, I would imagine. Indeed. Okay, so let's talk about this building. So this hamlet building consumes food and gives you gold. And it gives you twice as much gold if it's on your trade network, which, as a reminder, you can hold down B to see, but basically means are you connected via a series of roads and or waterways? If you are, which you generally should be for your cities, but not every tile specifically is, but if you're built here, you get twice the gold. And the neat thing about this is that with 0 effort from us, it will, in 20 turns, upgrade into a village, which does the same thing, but more. So instead of 20, we get 30, and it costs us 2. So it's basically continuously selling. You can think about it as, it basically is continuously selling 1 food for 20 gold, which is a great deal, or when it upgrades, 2 for 30, for 15, which is a good deal, still certainly better than what we're getting up here, right? Because that's the price to purchase, right? In case you haven't put that together yet, sorry. Selling is half as much, right? So it gets less of a good deal the bigger it gets, but the actual number that comes up is also higher. You can only have 1 of these per culture level, so you can get 4 of them in a city eventually, and they have neat little adjacency bonuses for the Odeon, which improves the amount of culture we're getting out of it. So nice little improvement line. Okay, let's try to finish this up. So you know what's neat? with Pierce 2, he's going to do damage 3 tiles away. Double kill. Look at that. I love ballistas. Sweet unit. We should really get this sorted, though. There we go. Get over here. Repair this one. One more to repair. Ugh, and then Moreau should be okay, at least. I think, yeah, Moreau needs to go ahead and graduate into being a military production city. I mean, it's just constantly under attack, if nothing else. So I think we're going to go apprentice officer here. Should we do that or should we go mining? I think maybe we go mining. No. Apprentice officer, it's more important. I would love, of course, the extra iron, but I think we need the raw training more. So be it. And then up here, repairing damage is never a bad idea. And by the way, this project, which gives you small but eventually meaningful cumulative culture generation, also gives you more science one time every time it's completed. It's not bad. We can only have that if you have a scholar governor. Unlocks inquiry. In case that caught your eye. Right. Over here. I think this is fine. We're not going to bother attacking here with our militia, are we? Maybe we are. Why not? Across a river, into hills and forest against a much stronger unit. Shockingly, we didn't do a lot of damage. What a bummer. Right, and then here, did we not already tell him to build a road? I thought we did. Might have to retell him every time. Oh, you know, no, we actually need to go repair this. Shoot, and also that, now that I see it. Okay. Bummer. Necessary. And then come on over this way. Sadly, we will not be able to get more splash damage because they rather intelligently spaced out and started pillaging, but it was a good start. He should still be able to handle that in relatively short order. I think this crew needs to all heal up, and then it'll be time to, I guess, push out here and just in time because this settler will drop in 2 turns, and we'll try to get, I mean, I don't know, if Babylon's already got this, it's kind of a lost cause, but there's got to be something around this area as well, too, right? Like, there can't be just that one city site. That would be, I don't know, maybe there can be. We'll find out. But, all right, and then here, I think we're going to, because this unit is fully healed, I think we're going to come on out this way, not just to scout, but to get to this ruins. Should we force march it? Feels a little unnecessary. But we could grab a promotion. Who are we likely fighting here? What's Babylon's deal? Babylon is archers, if I remember correctly. Not that I've actually seen their units. This is just the theory of what their unique unit actually is. And for example, they have a chariot over there. So, and that's a slinger. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just the all-around bonus or better heal also gives you better survivability. Maybe that's the answer. We want this unit to do well. Of course, not that he's a frontliner. That's a better promotion for frontliners, but it's our unique unit. It's our only unique unit, and we can't replace it until we get the stronghold improvement, which we are not doing this turn or next turn either, to say the least. All right, so then from here, do we build the road out that way? Do we want to prioritize building the road out that way? We will do it eventually. Question is just whether or not it's worth it quite yet. This connection is important because it gets through this hill, but now going down this way, shrug. Yeah, that said, why not? Why not get moving though? And then we have our boats. So let's get you over here, heal up. Other boat. Let's get eyes. Let's see if they actually took this city site. That is important intelligence. They do. they hold it, but they don't have a settler yet, which is an interesting potential opportunity for us. Let's see. If we have a different city site we can drop this settler in without having to go to war about it, I think we prefer that so far. They're going to have trouble holding this city once we can bring our efforts to bear, because they will have to reinforce across the water and all of that. So hopefully that is not such a big deal. I don't think I want to push for war quite yet. All right, 9 orders. Man, that's a lot to not. All right, so let's get him. What do we want to do here? Could we do like, do we want to try to get a tribal truce? I mean, not really. We could try to demand tribute. We could do a trade mission. These don't always end up on great trade terms, but they do give a bonus to opinion, typically, and or there's an event. So I think that's probably something we should consider doing. So we have a peace, right, with Babylon, which we'll probably end up breaking eventually. We have a peace with Aksum that we are more than happy to maintain while they are so terrifyingly large. What we don't yet have, and would be nice, would be solid relations with Hati. I mean, we don't have bad, but we don't have incredible. So maybe this is a good use of our ambassador. And then we just said this guy's ill, right? Maybe we should replace him. Idle candidates, also ill. Not ill, but not great, to be honest with you. And old. So I think there's like a better risk-adjusted, like, estimated duration on this guy staying in office, because he's 36 and ill. He is probably more likely to recover. And this guy's 51, so I think we stay there, but I'm not going to risk running a mission quite yet. What could we do with our spy master instead? We could infiltrate 400 gold. I don't know that we're going to do that. We don't have cartography. Would we slander? Again, 400. So until we have coinage, which is actually Chancellor mission, I always do that. Yeah, okay, so nothing there. And we already said no one to tutor. Okay, so be it. We're just gonna, unfortunately, have a bunch of orders we can't make great use of. Too bad. So excited that we get like a ruins this late in the game. Yeah, and this is what I was worried about. All right, so not so bad. And then, great, our heir is having several children. That's great. Oh, look at that! A husband miraculously recovered. Sometimes it does happen. All right, so Tai, the rising star and governor of Kem, wants the throne. Well, we're not gonna do that. Oh, geez. We have a rebellion that we're gonna have to fight here. Okay, well, the landowners are not pleased for 5 turns, but only for 5 turns. That's great. It's not like we have to wait for that to totally burn off. We just have to wait it out. And we have to fight 2 rebels in every landowner city. Tremendous. That obviously sucks, but at the same time, if I think about the landowner cities, I think they're the ones where our troops actually happen to be already. So it's a bummer, obviously, to lose what was a pretty good governor in character for us. And, by the way, like, it's not game over if they seize the throne. You just continue playing as them. But I don't know, I kind of feel like we've role played for a minute here, and we have, I think, a pretty vested interest in continuing the line here. So I think we're going to fight the rebellion. And see, even though they're in active rebellion, they're only cautious of us. All right, And interesting, the Vandals are willing to marry. Interesting. I think we do this. Do we push it off, or do we irritate the Riders family? How mad are they? Yeah, they're fine. Good, make them do it. And then Hati. Needs aid. Oh, interesting. Do we send training we can definitely afford for 40 opinion to Hati? It does seem likely that that would improve the chances of our trade mission going well too, because that would bump us up over 100. I think we might do that. Yeah, let's do it. I'm feeling generous. Okay. Good, so he's alive and this is all sorted, so let's heal up. Oh, actually, wait. Before we commit to that, I guess we have to fight this rebellion real quick. Okay. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. We'll be okay. I think. Let's find out. So do we go, I don't know, here, I guess, the extra poke? Nah, it's just kind of a bad attack across the river. So he'd do 12. Yikes, he'd only do 7. So I think we do this. Followed by this question mark? Yeah, probably not, unfortunately. That's fine. Here, the best attack is from here. But we'll do it after some arrows. Great. Rebels down. And bloodthirsty. Sweet. Well, we're definitely not going to remove her. I think we'll just take the downside for the instant kill. No problem. Now here, do we need to be concerned? I think we go here, grab the ruins. So some hunters are here. Yikes. So we can savage them, or... Oh, cool. Gain a trapper. Specialist. Free specialist. Oh my gosh. Yes, do that, please. Ruins. Ruins are great. And then I guess we, probably want to try to get past here. I don't know, do we bother spending the extra order to go here? I guess we do, just to be safe so we're not totally caught out. But we'll stay in the brush, which will reduce the range damage that we take inevitably next turn. And let's see what's going on out here. So it's Buhan. Yeah, it's also Kim. This is the other problem, unfortunately, where we have a rebellion. Oh, and also this is still a thing, so go ahead and wrap that up, hopefully. And this is going to be an issue. Okay, all right, hear me out. We are going to... Where's our other boat? Over here. And there's the settler. Yeah, all right, so that's happening. That's fine. Next turn, I guess, we're going to show off the anchor use of the, how you can use boats to transport. And I guess in the meanwhile, he'll just heal and try to distract. I don't know. What is our strategy for getting a unit out here, though? I guess it's probably to make one here and then send it. Grab another chariot, another axeman. Oh, we actually did make that axeman. Great. Well, that's better. Let's get down here and do some splash damage. My goodness, that's... Okay, good. Problem solved. Yeah, well, we'll do the... So the splash damage, I guess, is 2 regardless, so we'll attack the unit we do more direct damage to. Because this is an anti-infantry unit, right? In fact, let's just keep doing that. Probably not for forever. We do want to grab specialists and so on, but yeah, we need to, that's what I said. Goal number 3 for today, right, is to make sure that we increase the raw count of units that we have here. Yikes. I think this is probably the best thing he can do. And then from here, man, from downtown, it's pretty cool. He could get the kill. Do we risk getting him over here for a route? No, I think he does need to heal. And then he'll grab that kill. And why don't we just heal up our militia, who just keeps taking attacks for us, which is great. Here, honestly, yeah, I think we go Stonecutter. We're actually able to start going back into eco in this city now, which is cool and hopefully something that will last. We'll see. And then here, let's see. Yeah, I'm kind of, yeah, not super interested in placing more rural tiles here. We could go a granary to at least boost the ones that we do have. I don't know. Just don't know if that's the most impactful thing we can do right now. What can our other workers do? Yeah, you, for example, it's probably better if you go over here and repair the pasture. That has to happen next turn. That actually might be the more valuable thing to have done. Don't let me forget. Hey, remind me next turn, yeah? We'll make sure to prioritize that. I think we have absorbed the counterattack well, and I think we are ready to push back out again. So the retrenchment goal of this episode, I think, is at is crossing the finish line here, and we can start to think again what we want to do next. Hey, what did I say? 36, now 37? He's totally going to recover, and he did, so that's nice. That is nice. And we have influenced the Queen of the Vandals, so hopefully that continues to preserve that fragile peace. Wuhan has been attacked, and should we conscript prisoners into militia with could lead to future events as a caveat? Yeah, I don't think we need the militia, and I think there's only downside if it gets messy, so I will not risk the trouble. Life has grown tense. Interesting. Okay. I see. We have trouble juggling our lover and husband at the same time. We can become stressed, or we can exile him. Well, that just feels like a pretty rude way to resolve that. I think we'll just juggle. No problem. And okay. So we do have the marriage that the Vandals asked for, and we do get a character out of it. Not a particularly impressive one. Net +2 at age 51 and mad at us, but he can be a general, I suppose, for like 30 seconds. We'll take it, fine. And most importantly, we didn't irritate the Vandals any further. All right, so we have to figure out, oh yeah, maybe we should just take care of this real quick too, huh? Oh, what was I supposed to do? I was supposed to, there we go. Remember to repair the mine, so. There we go. And we should probably try to clear this out as well. You can't reach from here, right? That's insane. But you can from here, my gosh. Love this unit. Such a great unit. And then, what do we do here? 7, 16. Yeah, okay. So let's have this guy come on up here, clear that out, and then we'll move him into the city itself. No? Because there's a militia in the way. Well, it doesn't have to be in the city itself. Across the river doesn't matter for a ballista. Pow. Dunzo. Love it. Okay, great. So, we have finally let's just call it stabilized. I'm not willing to use any more permanent language than that. Stabilize the situation out here. We just need to, you know, finish it off down here too, I guess. And yeah, since we have a unit down here, I guess we don't need to really worry about getting units across this bay. So never mind, I won't worry about that either. So, we have the settler now. One more turn of healing, or do we push out? I think we push out. I feel like we kind of... Well, let's see. Maybe we can scout a little bit. Okay. Interesting. Maybe we push out to here. A little risky, but I think we could maybe make this happen. We did kill a whole bunch of units, right? So maybe there aren't that many. It's a little risky. It's a little risky, but I don't know. Feeling lucky. One of these units, maybe two of them, yeah, you can heal while you're out here anyway. I think you're the only one. But then these can come along too. Do we want to push the whole crew out? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we want... I mean, they're very helpful support. Yeah, I think we're going to do it. Man, I might regret this. But let's get the settler out as far as possible, and then I guess you should do an attack. I'm kind of regretting this already. We're gonna see how it goes. Grab a worker here, start to improve this area. You are fine. You will let chill. You know there's going to be a tribal raid up here in a second, right? Down here, got a couple orders left and a couple civilian units. Who do you want to prioritize? Oh, anything else that needs repaired? I guess over here, right? Yeah. So maybe we should just get a guy over there in anticipation. Let's do that. Come on over here. Danger close, but you know, you'll be fine. All right, how stupid was this? Don't do this. One extra turn is not going to kill us. I'm seeing that. Oh, wow, okay. It might be the difference between us getting it and Babylon getting it, though. Whew, fortunately. Oh, check this out. We can get a luxury. Salt. I don't think I want to trade science for it, but would I pay 82 bucks? I mean, 4 science isn't the end of the world. I think it's actually probably better. We can at least more afford it right now. Like, our goal is not incredible. I mean, the other thing we could do is just not take the deal. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure we can justify it. I was hoping for some sort of event with good good opinion. Unfortunately, that was a waste. So and the other thing we should do is, now that we've repaired, is that what happened? No, we have a new trapper. That's right, we got a new trapper, which means we have another source of furs. We are currently what? Yeah, we're sending out there, so we can send to another city. Oh, a set does not have it. It must have fallen off during one of the various pillages that have happened around here. Yeah, exactly, right there probably. So maybe let's go ahead and take care of that then. And then you should really clear this up before it does any more damage. All right, and then let's see how we're doing this. So I am now actually going to take a total 180 and say that our risk paid off, because Otherwise, Babylon is going to take the city site, and they did in fact settle down here. So this is actually kind of big. This is actually very big. Can we get our settler there this turn? Yeah, man, okay. Pretty big. All right, so the Vandals. Interesting. We can truce the Numidians and get a science bonus, or the Vandals and Scythians declare on us and we lose our tribute. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna truce them. I mean, we get this city site, right? That is not up in the air. And in fact, if we really wanted to, we could even secure this kill, which I think we might do before we accept the before we accept the event. Fine, great. That's actually pretty good, right, for us? I mean, unless there's not another one over here. So we'll actually take that, I think. We kind of had reached maybe not the very end of potentially productive war against them, but like close enough. I'm cool with that. So let's do this. Let's get over here and found a city. All right, so who do we owe a city to is the first question. Let's see. Fewest cities, so the riders don't have. I think it's the riders that we have passed over the most. And if we think about, is that a good fit here? Connected is nice. Military production is decent. Up here, actually, these will turn into mines, I suppose. Some of them at least. Yeah, I think riders make sense here. It's not like... not the most incredible, obvious choice, but I think it's certainly good enough. Pyramses. Cool. Ah, so, because we have a bunch of cities, and eventually you're going to have so many cities that you don't have enough characters for governors everywhere, you can simply appoint a Grand Vizier who will act as a governor in all of the various cities that don't have one. And that's cool. It does mean that you don't get to pick the production of that city. And I think we're okay with that. This isn't an incredible city itself. She's a general. This, I think, would take her off of that, which is a bit of a bummer. But it's that or irritate her. We're doing it. Now, hang on. Yeah, okay, so here she is. So we could go in, I think, actually, and appoint, could we? A governor anyway? Right, because she would only apply to cities where we don't have a governor. But the question is this guy worth appointing? I actually think he might be. +2 culture would be a good way to get this city up off the ground, and certainly would take the civics. I wonder if that will create a malice with her. I would hope not. So I think we're going to try it. Yeah, she doesn't seem upset. Cool. So we'll take that, and then... yeah, okay, so now we kind of have our heads wrapped around what the west side of this peninsula looks like. And it's not terrible. It's not terrible. These will be decent quarry sites, whether they're from this city on the other side of the mountain range or they come up this way. It's not bad. And most importantly, we have a forward base here to base units out of and heal up when we inevitably need to take this site from Babylon. So I think we're actually set up pretty well here. So let's go ahead and finish the turn, and we'll probably call it here for this episode. And I feel good about it, I think. Obviously, we haven't finished all of our roads and all of that. Obviously, we've started, but not finished, expanding our military. And I think we've continued to improve our eco. That, I think, would be the thing that we've made the least progress on. But at the same time, these are all bigger numbers, I think, than we started the episode with. And we're making more progress. And in fact, if I look around, we're only building units in a couple of cities. And I mean that in a good way, in the sense of we can afford to be building more economic focused buildings, improvements, units, etc. So I think we're in a good spot. So what are we doing in the capital? Probably repair some damage to start. And then, yeah, that's annoying. Over here, I think we have to heal up. I mean, I'll let this guy come in, but I really, of course, we need to be careful with our ballista. I actually think this is a great spot for him to be chilling in general, because this is a really difficult place for what seem to be predominantly infantry units to try to walk through. So, seems good to me. This guy gets a free promotion. Maybe it's herbalist. And maybe we make use of it immediately. Over here, oh man. God, love it. Maybe he won't even make it into ballista range. And I think this is all repaired. Is there anything up here that needs repaired? No, I think we're okay. So, do we actually get to build real buildings in here instead of just chasing around playing whack-a-mole? I think we do, and I think we're gonna go for more mines. Right, 8.5, seems good. Yeah, cool. So that's good. And then what do we need to build over here? I would say a worker is still probably the right start over here. This will be nice. This farm, like 19 food to almost 3 growth. Pretty good, pretty good. And then up here, same thing. This is, well, a similar thing. Olives is a nice resource that will give us some culture, some science, and a little bit of food too. Of course, we have to get that tech first. We're not there quite yet, but we will be. That's not a ruins, is it? Oh my gosh. That's still a ruins. Okay, yeah, let's go get that. Oh, man. Oh, that's a bummer to know. Well, okay. I mean, it seems like they had that already, and there's not much we could have done about it. At least we got this one, and we barely got this one. There's a huge difference between them having 2 cities here and having 3, right? Now it's 2 on 2 on this peninsula instead of 3 to 1. That is... Okay, this makes that even more important that we took that risk. I'm a little bit... Well, we kind of got lucky there, to be honest with you, but still, I'll take it. And I'm going to get this ruins, even though it costs us extra as well. Nice. Culture. And then, is this... nice, we get an extra ambition. That's cool. Okay, so what do we want to do? 2 light chariots. Well, we can't build the second one yet. We have one, but that was from, I think, from either research or an event or something. It was a one-time. We can't actually do this quite yet. Or 2 max level units, which we could just crush the promotions on using spare training, which is pretty good. Or control 4 baths. This is an improvement that we haven't researched quite yet. We're gonna do this. I think this is actually, like, we can do that probably to start the episode next turn, which will be nice. Cool. One last order. Who gets it? Nah. Heal the boat? Guess so. Let's choose the research, and then I think we call it. Ooh, Horseman is the upgrade to the chariot. Oh, but we finally have Polis. Yeah, we have to do it. I can't complain about it for like 3 straight episodes that we haven't gotten it yet, and then not research it in 1 turn, the one time I get it. So, okay, that's it. We should prioritize getting luxuries, that last luxury out next time as well. But I think we're in an okay spot here. Obviously, we've still got a little bit of Rebels whack-a-mole that we're cleaning up, but this frontier is resolved, both in like the acute sense of like we were getting crushed, but also in the Vandals aren't so mad at us anymore, right? We're hanging in there. We have a fragile peace, but it's less fragile. And we actually have a decent amount of army in this area. And I think they're going to stay in this area, roughly speaking. I think we just kind of have to until we are able to commit the units to go clear this out. Over here, like I said, this could have gone worse, and I'm glad that we have secured our half of this peninsula. So a war with Babylon is not imminent, but I would say now officially inevitable, right? This puts us in conflict. Not much to be done about that. They have to be ejected from this peninsula, and we'll have to make sure that we have naval superiority somehow to get there, which will be not something that we are going to be able to smoothly or conveniently be able to do, but will nevertheless be really critical. So, all right, we'll have to put that one in the hopper as well. Cool. Well, yeah, as always, I continue to have just an absolute blast with this playthrough. I hope that you're enjoying it too. And if you are, of course, come on by next time and see us probably start making preparations, sort of short to medium term preparations for a war with Babylon. I think it's brewing. Plus, we'll finally have Polis, and that'll mean maybe we'll even get lumber camps. So exciting stuff, exciting stuff. All right. Well, until then, though, have a great rest of your day, and bye-bye.